130 to 114. This game was never in doubt, really. I know that the Kings, you want to talk about consistency, 32 in the first, 40 in the second, 33, and then, again, they coast to the victory, 130 to 114. How the hell are you? How about that opening night victory? This is a Kings team that last year was third in the West that opened up the season 0-4. And how about Harrison Barnes leading the way? Started off with 27 first-half points. Anyway, you are joining us right here on the postgame show. And in just a moment, we will bring in Ryan and Sacktown on If You Don't Like That.
3, 2, 1, go.
Sacramento miscue. Carter, stolen by Williams. And look at this. Oh, you don't like that. You don't like NBA basketball. Fox, goodbye. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. The exclamation point from De'Aaron Fox. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball.
Boy, that's an ESPN highlight right there. Whoa. Carlson comes in. How about this? Holy moly, Jim Bob Boley. That was a major league smush.
Hey. Oh, yeah. Holy moly, Jim Bob Boley. Yes, indeed. I think that if Jerry and I were doing the game tonight, we would have had all of our catchphrases in there. Ryan, what a phenomenal way to start the season for Mike Brown's Kings.
Absolutely phenomenal. Setting records on opening night. Kings record, 19 3-pointers on an opening night. Can't be happier for Coach Brown and the guys.
How about that assist-to-turnover ratio? We talk about it all the time. 29 assists and only 11 turnovers. That's going to win you a lot of games in the NBA.
It's going to win you a lot, Grant. And it's that magic number. When they are between 25 and 30 assists and they keep the turnovers low, watch the hell out. So, and they did great with points off of Utah's turnovers. 14 points off of Utah's 14 turnovers.
And again, you look at the backcourt. Fox didn't shoot the ball well in this game. He was 6 of 18, 1 of 7 from downtown. Huerter ended up 3 of 9, missed 4 of 5 from downtown. So your starting backcourt didn't shoot well. And your front line, think about this. Your front line, 33 for Barnes, 22 for Sabonis, 15 for Murray. I mean, you put 130 on the board and you don't really get the production from your backcourt.
Exactly right. And that's what's really cool about this team. If they can continue that, different guys doing it different ways, and that's okay. These guys aren't out to get their numbers. They're out for the team, and that's a special thing.
Man, what a performance. Woo. But let's go back to the first half and Harrison Barnes.
Oh, my
27 points. He only missed one shot. He was 5 of 5 from beyond the circle. I mean, you can't play better than Harrison Barnes played in the first half.
No, you can't. And he really did a great job breaking down that zone defense. And he opened things up for other guys. It reminded me, Grant, of the game last year where he started off with like 8 or 9 threes right in a row. I'm sure somebody in the chat will give us the game. But special game from Harrison. He worked his tail off in the offseason with his mid-range game, and that showed tonight.
Great job by Sea-Dog. 2 stats I loved, 8 boards for Keegan and 7 assists for Monk. I think he's spot on right there. That's a great job by Sea-Dog to point that out. Good job.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Finding ways to do it when you're not scoring the ball. Love it.
Oh, man. Keep the comments coming. We're going to be with you for quite a while on this post-game show. So happy to have you here. This is the place to be for your Kings coverage. We're going to break it down for you. We're going to have guests that are going to be joining us throughout the year. Jerry Reynolds was on with us at 4 o'clock today and then at halftime. And, hey, we really appreciate the Super Chat donations. Thank you very much. Many thanks for this post-game show, fellas. Here's hoping to many more Kings wins go season. Greatly appreciate the Super Chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. I wonder if this team, I think going, and again, I'm not making too much out of one game. The point I'm trying to make is when you go through what the Kings went through with the playoffs last year, and you've never been in the playoffs before. I know Barnes has, but for the core of this team had not been in the playoffs, and you go through that. you mature in a hurry. I think you grow up in a hurry.
Yeah, you mature in a hurry, but also you got guys picking each other up. Look what Keegan Murray did in the offseason with De'Aaron Fox, spending a ton of time with him. And this is why Monty McNair and the Kings front office wanted to run this team back. I mean, you would expect them to grow up and act like this in a hurry when you have that team that's together as they are.
All right, Alex, thank you very much for your super chat donation. Great start of the season. He says, let's keep it up. Amen to that. And yes, the post-game show is back, baby. Love it. We love it too. And we love the fact that you were with us. And we want this thing to explode. We want everyone to realize that, hey, this is the place to be right here on If You Don't Like That. So it's incredible. And Sea-Dog says, get your popcorn ready for Friday. That is going to be a dandy on Friday. Be interesting to see whether Draymond Green plays or not. He did not play in the opener last night for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, Grant, I don't think that the Kings are going to go under very many screens Friday night like they did tonight in Utah.
Man, light the beam. Kings blocking shots in this game, passing the ball, shooting well. And you were right about this. They did control the game for the entire 48 minutes. No doubt about that. You know what I liked? And this is a great job on this message. No lulls in this game for the Kings. No lulls.
It kind of felt like during the second half, there was a couple different times that you thought that lull was coming. You know, Utah crept to about 12, 14, but the Kings turned it up, turned the momentum around, and finished the job. Because, Grant, that's what they got to do this season. Mm-hmm. It's not about getting up 20. It's about staying up 20 throughout the game.
Another great job on the super chat. We appreciate it very much. What do you think the chances we beat the Warriors? I think it's a pretty good chance you beat the Warriors. I mean, I think that you can play against the Warriors. It was 7 games last year. You know what you're dealing with Steph Curry. I mean, the guy is unfreaking believable. But why not? Home opener. This is where I want to see the growth in this team early. And I think it starts early in the season, Rhino. This team needs to take care of home court. And if they do, unlike last year, they'll win 50 games.
Yeah, Grant, not just take care of home court. I think they need to realize that they're not coming down off of a high, right? They have to be on that same level that they were last year. This Warriors game has to be business as normal, just like tonight in Utah was. So hopefully they can do that. And the home crowd's going to be rocking for them at Golden One.
We always get a wise ass on the stream. Somebody might want to tell Grant that the Warriors beat the Kings in the playoffs last season. So let me get this straight. The Kings lost to the Warriors in the playoffs 4-3, right?
Yeah.
So the Kings won 3 of the 7 games, correct?
That would be correct.
Okay. It's not quite 50%, but it's pretty close to 50%. So why would I think that the Kings wouldn't have a very good chance to beat the Warriors on their home court in their home opener on Friday? Am I missing something here?
Yeah, you are. If that comment was from JM, bye-bye, blocked. See ya.
Is that what it was?
Have a nice night. Yep, I think that was JM. If that was, bye.
All right, I'll look it up. Jay's right. The Jazz aren't the Warriors. Friday will be a better measuring stick game. I agree with you. I don't think you're going to see a measuring stick game until... And when I mean this, I'm a big believer that it takes 15 to 20 games before you get a real good read on a team.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time to get that read, but you have to be encouraged with the depth that they had tonight, right? If that depth can continue to not have a drop-off when that second unit comes on the floor, that's going to change everything, because that second unit was sometimes the question mark, Grant, when they came on the floor last year.
All right, D. Johnson, thank you very much for your donation on the super chat.
Thank you.
Great job right there. We really appreciate that. Seriously, thank you very, very much. All right, we are rolling right along. If you are joining us for the first time, or you are a regular but have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. You don't get an email. We're not going to be pestering you. You don't have to, there's no requirement. You just hit the subscribe button. That way you'll know when we're coming on and what we're doing. Also, give us a thumbs up if you like the content. We greatly appreciate that. All right. Any negatives that you saw in this game tonight?
Transition defense. I brought it up at halftime. I thought the transition defense in the first half could have been a lot better. The obvious Kevin Huerter could have played better. I thought he tried to grind and get some rebounds here and there and some putbacks. But if the Kings are going to beat the Warriors on Friday, transition defense is going to have to be a must, because that is going to be a track meet.
Oh, boy. There is no question about that. Yes, indeed. Turn their sprinkler systems on. I would have had them on for Harrison Barnes in the first half. Make no mistake about that. The sprinkler systems would have been on. Thank you very much again for the Super Chat donation. We appreciate it. Says Kings are a top-tier team this year. I truly believe that. It's going to be an awesome year. Warriors going down next. Kings take the season series 3-1. Sounds good to my ears. And again, we appreciate the Super Chat donation. Love it.
Well, we'll know pretty quick. They play a few times in the first, I believe, month or two of the season.
All right. So this is the one I should ban. Miles Meyer. Is that who I should be banning?
Yes. Bye,
right,
Miles.
Good. See you later. Okay. Thank you for that. All right. You always get one more on every show. So we got it there, Absolutely. All right. Big win. Next 5 are going to be tough. Thoughts on Huerter, guys? I think Kevin Huerter's playing time is going to go way down if he doesn't snap out of this soon. He did not play well in the preseason, Rhino. And tonight, again, he's a 2-guard. He's missing 4 or 5 from downtown.
So, Grant, how many games, if you're Mike Brown, do you give Kevin Huerter to kind of kick it into gear? What's that number?
Great question. You have more latitude if you're winning in the games that he's struggling.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with 5. I'm going to go with 5 games. But when you have a player that's struggling and you're still winning, you can stay with that individual longer.
So if Kevin Huerter goes to the bench, let's take it a step further, Grant. If Kevin Huerter goes to the bench, where are the minutes? Because Duarte got a lot of run tonight, played pretty decently. I don't know that Kevin has a real spot there unless it's, spot duty when the Kings need shooting.
Chris Duarte played 15 minutes, and he had 9 points. He was 3 or 4 from downtown, 3 or 5 overall. And so I'm with you on that. Now, remember, the second to last preseason, or the third to last preseason, they played 5 games. So it would have been preseason game number 3. They started Chris Duarte.
Right.
And he got hurt, and then he missed the next 2 games. So Mike Brown was already thinking about it during preseason. So I don't think he's going to wait that long if he loves what he sees in practice from Chris Duarte. Now, I'm not at practice. I don't know how Kevin Huerter does during practice, but I do know that he won't be starting for much longer with those type of numbers.
Yeah, and you got to believe it's something mental with Kevin, right? At this point,
I think so.
It's in his head because he is one of the best shooters in the NBA, and this is not something that's just isolated to the preseason and start of this season. Now, this was going on for the better half of the second half of last season, Grant.
Well, he was in the 3-point shooting contest last year, was he not?
Yes, he was.
I mean,
and
he is one of the game's special. What's that?
He did poorly in the 3-point shooting contest. Yeah.
And he didn't play well in the postseason. But again, I think the positive of all of this is he struggled, played 24 minutes, and yet the Kings still scored 130 points. How about that?
Yeah. Good problem to have. Again, teammates picking up other teammates.
All right. So happy to have everybody here on the stream, and so happy to have New Works Plumbing leading the way. For all of your plumbing needs and repairs, just go to sackserviceplumbing.com or call the number on your screen. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you, and they're available 24/7. So again, if you have any issues with your plumbing, repairs, questions, they're awesome. sackserviceplumbing.com. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. Hey, great to have you here on the stream. A big opening night victory, 130 to 114. And the Kings really never had this game in question. They were in control throughout the contest. They were led by Harrison Barnes, 33. Day off tomorrow. When I say day off, I mean no game. They'll practice, and then they get ready for the Golden State Warriors on Friday. You think the building's going to be jumping on Friday night, my friend?
It's going to be a playoff game, depending on how many Golden State Warriors fans are at the game. But yeah, it's going to be rocking regardless.
Yeah, the Malik Monk dunk was pretty amazing. That would have definitely brought out, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. I was like, oh, yeah, I would have come out of my seat on that one. No question about that.
Napes Monk kind of did the stare down a little bit, and
Yeah.
I had the feeling in the back of my head that he might have gotten Monk's got that dirty look in his eye.
What about JaVale McGee? 13 minutes. Give me your thoughts on what he did tonight.
I thought he was serviceable. Nothing. He played as JaVale McGee is supposed to play. They put him back in his element, pick and roll. I like the timing between him and Monk. He trailed the play a little bit. Certainly his size helps when you throw a lob out there, but he hustles. And I think that's an element that this Kings team desperately needed to add this season.
All right, Sasha Vezenkov. In the first half, he had 8 points. Didn't play a lot in the second half, and he didn't score in the second half. But I think he got his feet wet nicely in this game. For his NBA debut, I give him a big-time passing grade.
You have to. And I was talking about it on the pregame. A lot of questions about Sasha and over-unders on minutes, points, etc. And one of the things we talked about was the zone defense if Utah went into it. And almost immediately when Utah went into the zone defense, Sasha came into the game and he lit it up. He played marvelously. Pump fakes, what you need to do, gaps. So really, really good. And his defense was actually very good tonight. So great first NBA game for him.
Good question from Sea-Dog. Do I still think Sasha will get 15 minutes when Lyles returns? I think he will when he's making shots. I think he will when he's involved in the game. I think Mike Brown will have the ability now and the flexibility to go with the guy that's playing very well. I mean, if he puts Vezenkov in and he's producing and he's part of the offense and making his shots, I think he'll play. Yes. I mean, I know you can only play 5 at once, but Ryan, it's part of the depth on this team. It's a nice situation to have if you're Mike Brown.
Absolutely. And I actually have a question for you about Sasha. So, he came in and he was not hesitant to shoot. I mean, He put it up confidently as a new guy coming onto a new team. He's technically a rookie. Grant, is that something you like to see, or are you a little bit concerned, get your right shots?
No, I love it.
Okay.
Remember, he's been playing professional basketball for a long time. He's not a young pup coming out of college. He's 28 with years of professional experience under his belt. He's the MVP of a league that's not as good as the NBA, but the point is he was the most valuable player in the league, which means he has to have a lot of confidence. And, you play the way you are built on playing. I didn't have any problem with that at all. I really don't. I don't think that you're going to see Sasha Vezenkov be timid. I don't think that's his MO.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. And he didn't take bad shots. So It was good for that second unit, certainly.
All right. Sea-Dog said that the defense looked much improved with deflections and rim protection. I agree. And now they're going to be taking on a team on Friday that we know can flat out score, although they didn't really score that much in the loss last night against Phoenix, but it's a completely different style of play. So, but for the first game, I mean, I'm giving the Kings pretty much an A across the board for this game tonight.
You absolutely have to. Now the question becomes, does that defense, the deflections, the blocks, does that translate to a team like Golden State again? Because you're not going to be going under screens against Golden State. You're going to be hedging. You're going to be following. So can the Kings make those same plays? I think they can.
Let's get to Bennett's West Side Grill, their newest restaurant at the Blue Oaks Town Center in Rockland. It is phenomenal. You go to bennettsrestaurants.com to make a reservation to check out their menu. Don't forget about their weekend brunch, their weekend prime ribs, 60 different types of wine available by the glass. They have other locations too in Roseville and in Sacramento. 3 locations in all, but I'll tell you, the Bennett's West Side Grill is their newest, and it is phenomenal. Go to bennettsrestaurants.com. And Ryan and I checked it out when I was in town recently and loved it. And I was there a couple of other evenings, and it's phenomenal. Great restaurant.
Can't beat it. Amazing.
I love the menu there and the ambiance and everything else. All right, 130 to 114. All right, 130 to 114. It was a phenomenal opening night performance And it's so awesome to have you here on this stream. And again, if you're new, please subscribe. We would appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Also, give us a thumbs up. We would really appreciate that. So you got the Warriors coming up on Friday. You are going to have the place off the freaking hook. All right. That place is going to be unbelievable. Then the Kings did take care of business. You are absolutely right. And I am happy that you're here. Thank you for the love. So happy to hear my ears get some love with another season of some Grant Napier. We appreciate that. Love being here with Ryan, and Jerry will join us throughout the year as well. I'm excited. It's basketball season. It's football season. It's hockey season. It's my favorite time of the year. I'm pumped up. I'm watching hockey. I'm watching basketball. I'm watching the NFL. I'm watching college. Life's good.
Hey, you put the Masters in October. Hey, you're never touching October again. It's the Holy Trinity.
You notice I didn't mention baseball. That's last on my list.
Yeah. Your Yankees aren't in baseball, right?
But my very, very close friend is going to be umpiring in the World Series, so I'm thrilled for that. I will be watching when he is behind the plate.
That's
all right,
great.
So thank you very much for your support. And I can't thank you enough, and I speak for Ryan as well. I want this to be the #1 destination for Kings talk, and I think it is. I mean, I think it is based on all the numbers that we get on the various platforms. So good stuff. 130 to 114. Again, I'm really blown away that the Kings were able to score 130 on a night where their backcourt really wasn't typical in terms of their offense.
Yeah. You know what? It's a different team, though. We knew that Mike Brown was working some things in the preseason. We talk about the lack of the dribble handoff in the preseason, and that came into play tonight. They were comfortable running other sets, and that's all good and great. Let's keep it going.
All right. Talk about keep it going. That is going to be really amazing on Friday against the Golden State Warriors. All right. It is just going to be so much fun on Friday because I think of all the playoff series that we saw last year, I think you could make the argument that the best series was the series with the Kings and the Warriors.
It was easily the best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, you had everything there. You had the star power. You had stars on the rise with De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and you have a 7-game series. And you have the crowd, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Absolutely. Bye-bye is right. I just hid that moron. So, yeah, I'm happy to do that. You know, I can do 3 things at once. You know, I can run the show. I can talk to Ryan. I can talk to you, and I can block people. So I'm pretty good at these things, you know? Absolutely.
So you got to teach me how to block people because the other guy, Miles, he wouldn't have been in here for the last couple of shows had I been able to block him during the pregame.
Oh, my gosh, man. Absolutely. Lydia, appreciate the love. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wish the play-by-play in the first home game says miss you. Thank you. I miss all the Kings fans there at the arena in person too. I really do, you know, really do. John, that's what I'm here for, buddy. John says, well done, Grant. Spot on once again. John, hope you had a good dinner tonight, buddy. Hope you made yourself good food. John's always barbecuing, you know, so always happy for him.
He was watching the beam the other night when they were testing it. He made me well aware of that. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, the beam's bright right now. You know, the beam is looking good right now in downtown Sac. What do you think what do you think that atmosphere is going to be like on Friday? It's going to be unbelievable.
It's going to be rabid. It's going to be game 8, Grant. It's game 8 of that last series. It is. So it's going to be fun, but the Kings have to handle it. They need to treat it like another game. And I guess I would toss this to you. Is it as big of a game for the Warriors as it is for the Kings?
No. The Warriors don't classify games in October as big games. They you know, that this team understands what the regular season is all about. They understand what it takes to win. So if the Warriors start off 0-2, they're not going to panic. They're not. I think it's a big game in this sense. It's this team that's 90 miles away. It's a team that they played in the playoffs last year. 2 fan bases that are unbelievably supportive of their teams. The media coverage in Northern California all of that. I think if you're a player, you do get caught up in that. But in terms of a big game, no. I don't believe there are any big games played at this time of the season. I think these are games to get excited, to see what you have. And as a spectacle, we're talking about entertainment, right? We are watching these games for entertainment. From an entertainment perspective, you really can't get much better than what we're going to have on Friday. So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, first national TV game on ESPN Friday.
130 to 114. Don't know if Draymond is playing. He was officially listed as questionable for last night, and he did not play. So, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Again, thank you very much for all of your messages. We're going to keep rolling along here as we got a really good audience. We got Rich. Are you back stateside, my friend? Yes, indeed. The atmosphere is going to be unbelievable. The light bill is going through the roof at Golden One this year. Light the beam. Yes, indeed. And if you are back stateside from Buenos Aires, we hope that you had a fabulous time. Dirk says he'll play. I got to believe that Draymond Green will play as well. Gut feeling, I think he'll play. But again, the Warriors and Steve Kerr, with their experience, they're not going to rush a guy back. If they feel that waiting a couple more days will be better for the long haul, they're not going to have him play just because it's Sacramento. But my gut feeling is he'll play.
Well, for what it's worth, Grant, he was dressed to play for the first game against Phoenix. So, I think my gut tells me Draymond's going to be in this one too. But the Warriors don't discount them without him. Kuminga's playing well. Looney's playing well. So, and we all know about Looney from last year.
His injury is an ankle. All right. So there you have it. All right. The Kings get the opening night win, 130 to 114, led by Harrison Barnes with a phenomenal performance. All right. So because it's opening night, I'm getting a lot of people saying, Grant, man, I really want to see the new intro. And I tuned in late. So here we go. Just for you. This is our new intro for the 2023-24 season.
3, 2, 1, go.
Sacramento miscue. Carter. Stolen by Williams. And look at this. Oh, you don't like that. You don't like NBA basketball. Fox. Goodbye. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. The exclamation point from De'Aaron Fox. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball.
Boy, that's an ESPN highlight right there. Whoa. Carlson comes in. How about this? Holy moly, Jim Bob Foley. That is a major league smush.
Hey, anytime I can hear holy moly, Jim Bob Foley, it just brings a big smile to my face. Is that freaking awesome or what?
That's a big time smush. Grant, I do have to say I enjoy your signature catchphrases, but I think my favorite one in the new intro is when you go, Fox, goodbye.
When the first practice I ever saw De'Aaron Fox, he had a similar play, and he was even with the defender. And I said in my mind as I'm watching, I'm like, bye bye. It's like the Road Runner, right?
Yeah.
It's the Road Runner with I can't make the sound effect, beep beep, but it's like right. It's like bye-bye.
Totally.
Huh?
It's so good.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good.
Hey, by the way, I want to thank Chris, Haunted Horse, for making that intro for me. I want to give him a shout out. You can follow him on social media at Haunted Horse. I still don't know what a haunted horse is, but I do have a lot of respect for Chris. And so I want to publicly thank him here on the stream. And again, you can follow him on social media at Haunted Horse. And if someone can explain to me what a haunted horse is, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. But thank you very much, Chris. Excellent job. Excellent job.
Yeah, so I'm happy that you like the De'Aaron Fox highlight,
Yeah. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh, love it. Oh my gosh.
Well done, Nate. Well done.
Listen, I don't know about Katie talking over the ref. You should ask Katie that question. Don't ask me that question. I wasn't there, and I've got nothing to do with that. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Yes, indeed. Happy opening night. Grant and Rhino, like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Thank you for all the Kings content, guys. 1-0, Dorian. Love you, Dorian. Appreciate
Thanks,
you,
Dor.
man.
Love
Thank
you,
you
man.
very much. No, Chris Russo did not quit his job. He came in 11 minutes late. I knew Dog wasn't going to quit his job. He's making like $4 million a year from Sirius XM or whatever. How about Dog? I'll tell you though, he's a genius in marketing. Everyone in the country is talking about him.
Yep. Yeah, I heard very well. And DA took a little heat too.
Lydia, I'm sorry that you got sick with COVID. I'm glad that you're doing better now.
no.
So we're glad that you are right here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Google stealing my line like that. It said Google has a commercial out saying if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. So is that a copyright infringement? I'll tell you what it is. It's wrong. That's what it is. Absolutely wrong.
It's absolutely wrong. But what's that say about your calls? You haven't been calling games for a couple of years now, Grant, and that's in the handful still for the NBA to pull from. Come on. That's how good that call is.
I don't like to talk too much about my work and what I do, but I don't think that call is going to disappear anytime soon. I think that will always be synonymous with signature lines in the NBA. And the reason why I say that, it was used all the time for marketing by the NBA on their ESPN promos. TNT used to use it. I mean, so I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
Yep. I just remember watching the I love this game commercials. It would always be plastered on that.
Yep. And they always put it at the end.
Yes, that's right.
Right. As far as what's up with my lawsuit, it's ongoing. We are very pleased with how it's progressing. And when there's news to report, I will keep you posted, keep you posted. All right. 130 to 114. So happy to have everyone here on the stream. So let's look ahead to Friday. You just have to assume that Steph Curry is going to have at least 30 points, right? I mean, you just have to assume that, and you can't let other players beat you. Is that the mantra that you take when you're playing this team?
I think you can't let Curry or Thompson beat you, because a lot of people are down on Thompson right now. I think he only had 14 last night. Those two can go off at any minute. So that's why the guard play and the depth at guard is going to be so important for the Kings in that game.
I agree with you. You're not going to win the game, in my opinion, against the Warriors if your starting backcourt combines for 25 points.
Not going to happen.
And I know it's a team game and I know it's the bench, but I'm expecting De'Aaron Fox to have a 30-plus point game on Friday night.
Yeah, and we've kicked it around, but I think a lot of it or some of it has to do with Harrison getting started, parlayed with Utah going into the zone defense. Because at the start of the game, Fox was just dicing through the defense at will. So I think you'll see De'Aaron step out and do his normal thing and say goodbye on Friday night.
All right, I want to talk to you about Sunrise Landing in Calusa. It is the newest project by Blazona Development, and they have many models to choose from. And I encourage you to go to the website, okay? And it is CalusaSunrise.com. Now, phase 1 is already sold out. They are currently on phase 2. Several models to choose from at Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Just go to CalusaSunrise.com. No Melrose, no HOA. They've got some tremendous options for October that I think you would love taking advantage of. Again, it is Sunrise Landing in Calusa from Blazona Development. So happy to have him here on the stream. And again, we invite you to go to CalusaSunrise.com. Check out their website, all the different models, price ranges, and that they have to offer. Sunrise Landing, a project by Blazona Development. 130 to 114, the Sacramento Kings, yes, indeed, get the win. You want that house? Go online, all right? Go online to CalusaSunrise.com and maybe you can have that house. All right. What's good at Bennett's? All right. People are going to go, Napes, you're just saying this because I've never had anything at Bennett's that I didn't like. And I've tried many of the things. Matter of fact, the last time I was there, I got myself the mushroom burger. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I've never had this before. I'm going to try it because I want to tell everyone about it. It was phenomenal. You know, and the wild mushroom soup, when they have it available, I always start off with that. I love it. The clam chowder, phenomenal. But I mean, it's prime seafood and steaks. And I mean, I'm telling you this. I've never had anything at Bennett's that I'm like, wow, this is really good. I love the redfish. I love the New York prime. I mean, it's phenomenal. I got to tell you, it's great stuff.
Go to lunch at Bennett's with Napes. The food is gone quick. We have a different approach at Bennett's. I like to sit there and savor. I look up, look down. Napes' plate is empty. It's crazy,
yeah, you know, I do have a tendency to eat fast. You know, I walk fast and I eat fast. It's that New York mentality. So I have a friend. Ever since I moved to California, he and I have been very good friends. Our kids grew up together, and I used to drive him crazy because I used to go over to his house and we get food or we go out to eat. He'd go, Napes, would you sit down and eat your food? Because I'd always be standing. It's like, why are you standing eating your food? I go, this is how I have to eat when I do games. I only have about 5 minutes between my radio show and the TV game to eat. And so I grab my food and I eat it fast while I'm standing because I don't really have time. He's like, it's a pet peeve of mine. Sit down and eat your food, Napes. So now when I go over his house, even if I'm going to be there for a couple of hours, I purposely stand up just to piss him off, you know?
Yes. Well played, Napes. Well played. Hey, we're getting a lot of questions about Davion Mitchell and his line tonight. What are your thoughts on his play, Grant?
Okay, I look at offensively because I know what I'm going to get from him defensively. And I think long-term, and I talked about this with you a couple of weeks ago when we did our season preview, he has to become consistently on the offensive side of the ball. And now with the addition of Chris Duarte in the backcourt, you have he's a pretty good two-way player in Duarte. I need to see more of him. Davion Mitchell's minutes are going to be determined by whether he can contribute offensively, because this is a league now where you've got to be able to score to be on the floor. Now, in short spells, yes, he played 14 minutes tonight. He didn't score. I need Davion Mitchell to score if he's going to be on the floor for 14 minutes. Now, in all fairness, he had 4 assists. He had 1 turnover. I love that. But I need him to score a little bit.
Yeah, when I watch Davion Mitchell right now, and it's not specific to tonight, it's been over a decent sample size because I played basketball for so long. He looks like a guy that's just running the play exactly as it should be ran instead of being a basketball player, keeping your head up, looking around, find the little nuances in the defense that may be an adjustment for your team. And he just looks a little stiff. So I'd like to see him loosen up and hit the threes, like you said, be more consistent.
I don't agree with you that Huerter and Davion are in the same boat. They're not in the same boat because Huerter's defense is not good at all. Davion's defense is very good. So in my opinion, they're not in the same boat.
I think Davion's defense makes Huerter's defense look worse because Huerter played some good defense when he was not playing good offense down the stretch last year, but definitely not a great defender, as you would say.
All right, Sacramento wins at 130-114. We're thrilled that you are with us here, and we're going to be doing this for all the games. Ryan's got the pregame, and then we've got halftime and postgame. So just about every game this year, this is where you're going to find all of the programming. And again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and please like and give us a thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate that. And for those of you that have already gone to the Super Chat, thank you. Love your support. Yes. It means the world to me and to Ryan. So we are really, really appreciative. I just don't think you can ask more from a team on the road, opening night, throttling the Jazz. I mean, I absolutely love what I saw. Yeah, we can nitpick on Huerter. We can always nitpick
Yeah.
on players, but
Yeah.
from a team perspective, I absolutely love what we saw in this game from Sacramento.
Yeah, well said, Grant. I loved it too. It looked like one of those midseason games where they're on a 3 or 4 game winning streak and they're just rolling. So really special to see that in the first game of the season.
All right, let's get to your NBA scoreboard. The Mavs are going to beat the Spurs, but this was a hard-fought game, 126-119, with seconds remaining in the fourth. The Clippers are rolling over the Trailblazers. Portland's going to be awful this year, 89-66. Hornets beat the Hawks 116-110. I told you this. I don't think the Hawks are going to be that good this year. I think Trae Young's a real issue there. Pacers put 143 on the board. They beat the Wizards 143-120. Close game at the Garden in New York, but the Boston Celtics go in and beat the Knicks 108-104. Magic throttle the Rockets in the world of Disney 116-86. The Cavs edged the Nets in Brooklyn 114-113. The Heat won better than the Detroit Pistons 103-102. Raptors and Timberwolves went down to the wire. Toronto, north of the border, wins it by 3, 97-94. The Thunder go into the Windy City and they destroy the Bulls 124-104. Pelicans on the road beat the Grizz 111-104. And the Mavs, it's now over 126-119 over the Spurs. That is your NBA scoreboard.
How about that? Good job, Napes. Napes, you buying the hype behind the New York Knicks this year?
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty good. I don't think they're going to be, a top 3 seed, but I like their roster. I think they have a chance to be pretty good. I really do.
How Brunson walked away from Dallas to New York, I will never understand.
Luka Doncic is very hard to play with. That's why. It is. All right. So Victor Wembanyama tonight, 23 minutes, 6 of 9 floor, 3 of 5 from downtown. He had 15 points. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, but he did turn the ball over 5 times.
It's going to happen. You're a big guy, which means you're dribbling the ball a little bit higher. So you gotta get that ball handling down.
Appreciate the support. Saying I'm podcast gold. Thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you being on here. Again, I look at some of these scores. I don't take too much out of one game, but I think the Rockets only scoring 86 against Orlando really surprised me. I thought they would be a little bit better. And I'll tell you what else surprised me is how competitive the Detroit Pistons were in South Florida against the Miami Heat. I mean, they only lost by a point, 103-102. For you Sacramento Kings fans, Marvin Bagley off the bench, 16 minutes. He had 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists in the 16 minutes. Cade Cunningham led the way for the losers with 30 points. For the Miami Heat, you got well-balanced scoring, 22 for Adebayo, 19 for Butler, 16 for Hero, 13 for Kevin Love, and Robinson off the bench with 15, Duncan Robinson. But again, low-scoring game, 103-102 right there. I'm just kind of chiming. And I want to get you to the box score of the game that was just completed in Dallas because this game was a very tight game. Now, I gave you the Victor Wembanyama just because of all the notoriety. Luka had 33 points. He had 10 assists, and he had 14 rebounds. Kyrie Irving, 22 points on 10 of 24 shooting. Kyrie was only 1 of 8 from distance. Luka was 3 of 11. Think about that. The Dallas Mavericks backcourt tonight was 4 of 19 from 3. I don't think they win this game if they're playing a good team. They were playing a team that's not very good in San Antonio.
Yeah, that's too many misses and arguably too many threes between the two of them. Of the two, they both can do things other than shoot threes. They can post up. Kyrie can get down there. So time to figure it out. They've got 81 more.
Yeah, absolutely. Light the beam, boys and girls. Light the beam. I think the beam's going to be lit a lot this year. The question is, will they light it on Friday night? Let's hope so. This is the place to be. Rhino will have the pregame show at 6:30. Then we will be on with the halftime show and then the postgame show, Kings and Warriors Friday night. That's going to be a dandy, Ryan. That's going to be a dandy.
A dandy. Can't wait, partner. Can't wait.
Appreciate you, buddy. We'll talk to you Friday. Thanks for all your work.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Good stuff. Again, I want to give a special thanks out to you. I say this, but I'm going to keep on saying it because I want you to understand this, and I never want you to forget how much you mean to me personally and your support. And whether it's on my social media platforms, my podcast platforms, or right here on my YouTube channel, it means the world to me. You all are freaking great. I want you to do me a favor now, all right? I want you to pass along to your friends and others who may not know that we're doing this. All right. Any Kings fans that you know of, let them know what we're doing for pre, half, and post game. And let them know about Wednesdays at 4:00 when we talk with Jerry Reynolds. Okay. Appreciate you. You all are the freaking best. And the Kings tonight get the victory. They put 130 on the board. They are 1-0, and they're back home to take on the Golden State Warriors. So let me end the show by saying this. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. Oh, boy. Have yourself a great evening, everybody.